defense that is there to help out Cliff Tony.
Cherry only 16 pass receptions during the regular season, a huge one early in this West Final. The Eskimos run with Blake Marshall on first down and get maybe 2 off their right side.
Talking with Larry Donovan, he said James Parker throughout the season was getting better and better, and then he sort of reached a plateau. The BC Lions as a team began to explode, and James Parker just got better and better with the team, and they say he's very close to the form of the years past.
May never come all the way back, but is close enough to stay in there. Tracy Ham throws and completes to Tom Richards at center field, and there's a flag on the play. Might be a late hit against Ham.
Eskimos' game plan going into this contest was to work the inside. Use your slot backs and running backs in the middle of the BC Lion defense. And that means Richard Sincar, House, and the backs.
Roughing the passer, 78 BC, first down Edmonton.
Mac Moore takes a penalty. They'll advance the ball even more. Ham in a straight drop back situation. The ball's delivered well in time. The hit wasn't necessary. It's going to cost the Lions.
Lions tied with Winnipeg as the most penalized team in the CFL this season. Take one that moves the football to the BC 39. First and 10 Edmonton. Tracy Ham gets away from some of the rush and more. And winds up gaining 5 yards. Tracy Ham gets the start with Marshall and Johnstone in the Edmonton backfield. The receiving core with Gizmo, Williams, and Jim Sandusky wide, and veterans Richards and Sincar inside. The offensive line, it's been a troubled area all season long. Bill Stevenson, of course, back from retirement late in the season.
Potential fairy tale ending to Bill Stevenson's career. He's looking for one more Grey Cup ring.
Yeah, he only has 7. Still got a few appendages left. Second down and 7 for Tracy Ham and the Eskimos. Ham gets it away and completes it to the 26 of BC for an Edmonton first down.
Right there, the BC Lions do everything they're supposed to do when they rush a guy like Tracy Ham. They work to the outside in, they keep the middle fairly closed, then they close on Ham when he starts to move. But what versatility. He starts to run, and just before he reaches Brian Bellway, he throws the ball to Sincar.
Well, Tracy Ham had a hand in 10 of Edmonton's 11 wins this year. He puts it into the end zone. Rick House is open, and he can't hang on. The Edmonton offense, led by Ham, is working against a defensive front that is very strong, with Parker and Ballard leading the way. The linebackers, Stuman, Braswell, Konar, an outstanding trio. And in the secondary, Marcus Thomas in replacing injured Larry Crawford. But Thomas, in 4 games during the regular season, had 4 interceptions. What they miss with Crawford is his kick return ability
and experience.
Second down and 10 from the BC 26. Ham forced out of the pocket. And he'll run for the first down to the BC 12-yard line.
There's that explosiveness that the Lions defense was worried about. Tracy Ham's ability to, when he sees nothing and it is frozen downfield, to back out of the pocket, even when there's just a little bit of a gap, and turn into their 3rd running back. He was their leading rusher this year.
628 yards on the ground for Tracy Ham this year, and he threw for 2,800 yards. First down from the BC 12 for the Eskimos. Ham throws, completes it to Sandusky. And he gets to the 4. Braswell and Drawhorn bring him down. Gain of 7 for Edmonton.
Not only are the Lions playing more aggressively in their defensive philosophy about going after the quarterback, but watching a short pass like this, watch how it draws a crowd. These guys in the white sweaters are going to the football, and quickly. Jeff Braswell especially.
Short yardage team in for the Eskimos. They take Sandusky out. Have extra blocking strength. Stu Hill splits to the left on 2nd down and 3. Now he comes inside. And Ham is going to look to throw in the end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Brett Williams.
The former BC Lion tackle, now Eskimo defensive tackle, turns tight end just for about 5 seconds. Great play action fake by the running backs to hold the secondary for that second. Williams comes off the line of scrimmage, puts a hit on somebody, and then slides off his man to the open. You don't think he wanted this one. Watch how they all come off. Good play action fake to Marshall, and you can see Williams just slide out in between a crack, catching the BC Lions defense kind of flat-footed. You know, when a situation like this occurs, as you see just a few Eskimo fans, someone has to fill a spot where he's going to leave. That's the faking back. He'll make like the fake, but the most important role is to get up in that hole and get in the way. And right there, what he does is he puts Bernie Clear on the ground, allows Tracy Ham just that much longer, as looks like Rod Conn up there still on the ground, receiving some attention.
To me, Neil, in this very early going of the game, Tracy Ham has shown a lot of poise. Of course, running with the ball, but standing in the pocket 2 or 3 times, waiting for things to unfold. He looks like he's very sharp today.
You know, but I've always had the feeling that Tracy Ham, as Connapp's on his feet and on the way to the sidelines, has been very comfortable. I mean, he doesn't seem to be bothered by pressure. And I think if you go back into his history, he has never lost, amazingly so, a high school championship game, a college championship game, and he doesn't want his record blemished here.
Second-year quarterback of the Eskimos. Jerry Corrick's convert was good, but there is a penalty flag. And it was against BC, so the convert will stand, and the Edmonton Eskimos have now gone in front of the BC Lions by 3 points.
In the last series, Rod Connopp was taken off with a knee injury. They've cut the tape away from the knee, and athletic therapist Kenny Lowe has been putting him through a couple of strides to see if, in fact, the knee is strong enough to be able to return.
Corrick kicking off to Tony Cherry of the BC Lions. Cherry has a touchdown already on a pass from Dunnigan, and he brings the kickoff out to the BC 42-yard line. Plenty of action halfway through the opening quarter. Edmonton leading BC 10-7. The West final, the winner plays Winnipeg in the Grey Cup next Sunday in Ottawa.
Though David Williams has had an outstanding year, you asked Larry Donovan about who would be the MVP of his choice, and he said Matt Dunnigan would have to be right out there because of all the things he does.
First down handoff to Anthony Parker. He finds a good hole and works his way all the way to the Edmonton 51-yard line. Helping his progress was breaking a couple of tackles along the way.
Parker's forte, he doesn't worry too much about the moves. He just gets up in there, finds a gap, and then takes advantage of it.
17-yard gain. Sorry, Neil. Parker ran for 851 yards this year. Cherry for 889, and that 17-yard gain has the Lions in Edmonton territory at the 51. Dunnigan, lots of time, and throws no good. Intended for David Williams at the Edmonton 45-yard line.
Great play action fake, and that allowed Dunnigan, when he comes away from that fake, to literally sit back there. Of course, we didn't put a watch on him, but at least 4 or 5 seconds.
Brett Williams, who has scored a touchdown, the Edmonton touchdown, on a short yardage situation, and what a tremendous year he's had on that defensive line. 12 quarterback sacks. Their best player, the shotgun for Dunnigan on second down, a low snap, but he's able to bring it up and find David Williams at the 40, hit very hard, but that'll be a BC first down.
BC Lions rarely go straight back in a drop back situation. David Williams this time comes off the ball, and he likes to explode, and that just 2 steps right there was enough to push Steve Benjamin off so he could come back, get to that first down marker, and get themselves a first down.
His 18 touchdowns during the regular season tied Brian Kelly's single season record. Kelly setting that in 1984 in a 16-game season. Dunnigan will run now on first down. and will stay in bounds long enough to get close to a first down. The Edmonton Eskimo defense up front. Stu Hill, of course, back from the NFL, and Mumphrey is in there now. He has not played very much this year. Williams, the anchor. The linebacking crew, Danny Bass, a Shenley finalist, with Ruck and Warren on either side of him. And the secondary, they said earlier, Howard and Tony playing against the Lions. They didn't in earlier games this season. And Don Wilson, their safety, the real intimidator. Second down and 2.5 to 3 yards at the Edmonton 33 for the Lions. Anthony Parker did not get close to it. You know, Neil, they've gone mostly to Williams this season. Streeter only caught 15 passes, but Larry Donovan feels keeping him in the lineup and stabilizing the offense played a role in turning things around. Second and goal from the 3, the fake toss. Dunnigan will try to run it in himself, and he does. Touchdown Lions, and they're back on top now, 16 to 11.
Matt Dunnigan using that play action to his advantage, but it was read very well by the Lions defense. The guys that had to stay home, it was strictly his athletic ability that took him inside the goal line. Watch this fake pitch, get everyone to step to that way. You see the chase, but to the front side, pretty well played by Don Wilson. Just great ability and effort by Dunnigan.
Well, the Eskimos had him set up. Neil there was waiting for him, but his speed perhaps underestimated by the defenders, and Dunnigan around the corner and into the end zone. The convert by Pasaglia is good, and the BC Lions now lead 17 to 11. We're 4 minutes and 26 seconds into the second quarter. His coaches and many of his teammates call him Matthew Dunnigan. Most fans and broadcasters refer to him as Matt. Call him what you will. He scored a 3-yard BC touchdown, and the Lions are ahead of the Eskimos 17 to 11 in a West final that has gone back and forth, and we're only 4.5 minutes into the second quarter.
That last drive headed up by Matt Dunnigan, they did a nice job of mixing up the plays, using a lot of different looks.
10 plays, 82 yards, Neil. Stephen Jones bringing the kickoff back, and the Eskimos will have pretty good field position as Tracy Ham and the Edmonton offense return to the field, while Matt Dunnigan gets some guidance from upstairs.
Last minute instructions received by Tracy Ham as he heads into the huddle. They would like, I would think, to do the same thing as Ron Schmelzer has his meeting with his offensive line. Big Larry Clarkson right there, rest of them listening in.
Tom Richards is 25, moving around in that Edmonton backfield, and Ham screens it to Richards, and he gets close to center field. He'll have a gain of 7, maybe 8 yards for the Eskimos.
Both these quarterbacks, Ham and Matt Dunnigan, do a great job of acting when they run their screens. They look like they're in trouble, try to draw the defenders in like, yikes, what am I going to do, and then drop the ball over. This is a bit of a new wrinkle, though. It's a screen to the slot back. You see Richards back up as if he was in pass protection, then just slides out with his offensive line.
Second down and a couple for the Eskimos at center field. Stu Hill is 36 in on that short yardage team. The handoff goes to Blake Marshall, who runs immediately into the arms of Mac Moore, but is able to push ahead and get close to the first down. It looks like he'll maybe be just a little bit short. Marshall ran for 121 yards against the BC Lions in the game they played September the 1st, and that was the only game this year that the Eskimos won against the Lions. They lost 3 out of 4, 2 of them late in the year in rather one-sided fashion.
Well, with that field position, you get a chance at home to be the offensive or the head coach of the Edmonton Eskimos. Do you go for it or do you punt? Well, time's up. You had a major decision. The Eskimos are going to go for it.
Well, it wasn't a very difficult decision for Joe Ferragelli. He just left the short yardage troops in there, and on 3rd and inches they'll go. Ham will keep, and he'll get the first down to the BC 52-yard line.
Oh, good surge behind Rod Conop at the center, Bill Stevenson, Pierre Verschable, and this shows you the confidence that Joe Ferragelli has in this offensive line, even though there's been a lot of changes with the injury of last week 2 weeks ago to Blake Dermott. They still get the job done.
Men up front, the offensive line of the Eskimos protecting Ham on this first down throw, which is over the head of slot back Rick House and short of Jim Sandusky. Tracy Ham only played in one of those 4 games against BC this year and only played a little. He completed 3 out of 6 passes. Greg Vavra and Rick Warman both played in relief of Damon Allen in the other games against the Lions.
And that defensive front there was some suspicion about them when the season started, especially in the middle. But a good job of coaching to mold a defense around the personnel that they have, and they have responded to that.
From the BC 52, Ham and company, 2nd and 10. Tracy Ham throws again, looking for Rick House down at the 40, and again incompleting it. Ham again showing disgust. Whether it's with himself or the receiver, we're not sure. I suspect it's with Tracy Ham.
James Parker getting up a little bit slowly. Still remembering that knee that he had operated on. This is his first full year back, and it takes a lot longer than that to come back to 100%.